Welcome to Myers Metal Detectors, located in sunny Tampa, Florida, where we sell nothing but fun and adventures, treasure hunting gear, and anything you can imagine for metal detecting. Give us a call, 813-237-1939. Happy hunting and dig deeper.
Live from sunny Florida, it's Treasure Talk.
Welcome, folks.
Welcome, welcome.
Welcome to another exciting edition of Treasure Talk.
Indeed it will be.
We got the lost Dutchman. Is he still lost, Jeff?
And he's in the green room. Let's hope his sound is working.
Yes, cool. Awesome. This is
We'll
going to be
find out shortly.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this show because we've never had gold prospecting on. You know, we've had forms of treasure hunting, and we just never have done that. And it's something that I'd like to do one day. I think it'd be fun to be out there digging in the dirt, panning, and looking for raw gold.
It should be a very interesting show, I think.
Yes, I think so too. So I guess I better get started here.
Today, Mr. Hollywood in the chat, by the way.
Oh yeah, he's a cool guy for sure. Today's show, of course, is brought to you by your friends at Myers Metal Detectors, where we sell fun and adventure. And of course, the views, thoughts, and opinions expressed here on the Treasure Talk by the guest and member belong solely to the guest and member, and not necessarily to Phil Myers, Jocelyn Myers, Myers Metal Detectors, or Jeff Mona. And the most important thing, the purpose of Treasure Talk is to promote the hobby of metal detecting and treasure hunting, and to educate our members in a fun, informative manner. And that's what we're going to do. And I'm really excited about today's show. So it's going to be fun for sure.
Yeah, it is really going to be fun, as something that I've never done. And
I haven't either.
I don't know if many in the viewing audience have ever done it, but there's going to be somebody, the lucky winner tonight, that's going to do it.
Yeah, they're going to get to do some panning, and another person's going to get to do some actual out there in the dirt digging for it.
Yeah. They'll send them a bag of dirt, spread it out on the kitchen table.
Yeah, get your gold pan, get the dais, the blue one or the Garrett green one, and it. Oh, you know what I want to I've just remembered something, Jeff. I got a call last week from a lady up in Lake Huron, and she had found one of my $5 tokens for metal detecting.
Uh-huh.
And I just thought that was so funny that one of my customers took that token and took it all the way up to Lake Huron. That's far away from here for sure. And and planted it so somebody else could find it. And she called us about it. I just thought that was neat. I've had people find them in Hawaii before, and they asked me, when were you in Hawaii? Oh, I've been to Hawaii. And I haven't been to Lake Huron either.
No, I haven't been to Lake Huron. I've been to Lake Michigan, Lake Erie. Well, maybe I have. I've been up on the St. Lawrence River, all that up in there. So maybe I was on Lake Huron. I don't know.
Yeah, it's fascinating that these tokens of mine, I still have some of them left. I should show one. I might have to get up and go get one.
Yeah.
They ended up all over the country. So.
Yeah, well, they do. And this is, like you say, you never know. The winner may go to the Lost Dutchman mine, and they may find a Myers token there buried. Who knows?
Who knows? It wouldn't surprise me for sure.
Nope, it certainly wouldn't. And there's a lot of really cool things going to happen this summer with Myers Metal Detectors too. I can't say anything about it right now, but trust me, it's going to be cool.
It's always cool at Myers Metal Detectors.
Yeah.
There's so few metal detecting stores, and I always tell people, try to buy local. Don't buy on Amazon, because it's just buy from your local dealer or buy from us.
That's right. Buy from you.
Yeah, for sure.
Because there's very few local dealers.
There is.
Just interneters.
Yes, internet dealers, yeah. And we actually have the product. That's the cool thing about our shop, that people can come in and pick it up, check it out, see if the weight's right, it feels right, what detector they like to swing, and we've got all the accessories for it, so it works out really well.
Yeah, if they come in on a Saturday, they may get an autograph from Joe Hollywood.
Yeah, Joe Hollywood's in here normally on Saturdays. If he isn't over at Disney or if he isn't doing a big vino dinner.
And he might, you might get his eyes each. Who knows?
Yes.
Who
All
knows?
right.
Well, we better get him going here and see if he's
Yeah, we
going
better
to.
bring on our guest.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, there's a number of people in the chat that say they've done gold panning. So let's bring these folks on from Lost Dutchman in Nebo, North Carolina. And his name is Brian Yoder. And let's bring Brian on and see if we can hear him.
Yes. Hopefully we
Hey,
can.
Brian.
Evening, gentlemen. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. Loud and clear. Loud
All
and
right.
clear.
We finally got the work. We got all the kinks worked out of it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, sometimes it only takes 10 or 15 seconds. And if you just whack it just the right way,
Yeah, my wife's over here with some tin foil, so we're doing good.
Yeah, got the ears on.
It sounds a little bit tinfoilish. You might have to turn your volume down a little bit, not much.
All right.
Hopefully.
How's it now? A little better?
That's good.
It'll work. It'll
Yeah,
get
all right.
So, Brian, go ahead and tell the folks where you're from and tell us what the temperature is there today.
It was up in the high 70s today here in North Carolina. We're in western North Carolina. I'm Brian Yoder. I'm my wife and I are caretakers for the Lost Dutchman's Mining Association campground and gold mine in Nebo, North Carolina.
Cool. Now, do you get out there and mine yourself?
Yes, sir. As much as I can.
As much as you can. You run the campground. So how many people do you have camping there at one time?
We got about a dozen right here at the moment.
Oh, okay. Now, does that change? Is there peak times or?
Well, our campground here is open year round, so it does fluctuate with school starting, summer, kids out for summer, different holidays. And then we actually have folks that are here for quite a while. So,
okay. They'll camp for months at a time?
yes.
And how much gold do they find?
Here on the East Coast, you're going to find a lot of flour gold and maybe some bigger flakes. So, if you have a really, really, really good day, you might get a gram.
A gram. Okay.
Okay, so what's flour gold? Is that just the powdery stuff, or?
Yes, sir. We call it fly poop because it's about the size of fly poop. So, yeah, but it all adds up because it all makes an ounce together. So,
Yeah, as long as you get an ounce, that's the thing. So, what the types of tools do the people use up there? Pickaxes and stuff, and sluices.
Well, no, we kind of try to keep everything as easy as possible. Of course, a lot depends on what kind of equipment people have when they come in. We just had some folks in here today that had nothing but pans and shovels. That's the very basic that you need to do gold mining. And then we also have people that come into the camp here that have 4-inch dredges that they're allowed to use here. So,
now
explain us what a dredge is.
the easiest way I can explain it is if you ever had a goldfish tank or a fish tank when you were smaller, and every so often you had to clean the gravel that was in the bottom of the fish tank, that's pretty much what we do. All of the gold and heavier materials go through a sluice box, but it's a big suction nozzle, and it then puts the material over riffles and miner's moss to where it will hopefully catch the gold.
Okay. Okay.
So in your area, do people use any metal detectors? I guess the nuggets aren't big enough for that.
Yeah, no, there's not too much here on the East Coast that's big enough that you can use a metal detector, but all of the camps have, we do relic hunts. A lot of, like here, the place in North Carolina, we have a couple homesteads, old homestead foundations that used to be here. There was a church, there's a Civil War graveyard here on the property. So there's still a lot of relics that can be found. We've had some folks in the past that we've had metal detector classes here and hunts. One of them stayed a couple days afterwards, and they found little pot metal railroad cars near the old home foundation here that we're assuming that the kids played with in the early 1800s.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
that's cool.
They've been mining this whole valley here since the early 1800s.
So how much land do you own? Let's say the winner of the prize tonight comes up, and they pan for they go detecting in the morning and pan in the afternoon. Is that a possibility? Or
Yes, sir, it is. Yep. We have 131 acres here that people can hunt for gold and basically any kind of prospecting. There's gems here too, so you can do some gems too.
Oh yeah, well let's talk. Some people in the chat are talking Jimmy. Are you familiar with that, Phil?
No, not at all.
The
This
only
is all
one
new to me.
when I was trying to impress a woman, got her a diamond or something.
Yeah, no. We have found bigger pieces of topaz and just regular quartz crystals, but usually all the time when you're panning for gold with any kind of machinery on this property, you could find small pieces of garnets, rubies, emeralds, topaz. Then we've heard some stories from the old timers that have been around that there was actually some diamonds found in our creek way back in the day. But nobody that I know of has found anything, no diamonds so far since we've been here.
Hey,
Well, you never know. There's got might be some there.
Right.
Brian, I have a question from one of the members, Tom Becker. He's asking, he said, I believe there's gold in Ohio, but is it only Southern Ohio? Do you know anything about gold in other states?
Yeah, if you kind of look back to the way back when the glaciers were here across the United States, most of the stuff that you're going to find that far north is going to be glacial gold, but it is going to be small and like the flour gold. You might find some bigger flakes also. We have quite a few people that come down from Ohio, New York, Massachusetts. So they come down here too, and they also tell us that they find gold in their states up there also. Vermont.
No kidding. Well, there's no gold here in Florida. I say raw gold, right?
Yeah. Well, you guys get all the doubloons and stuff down there.
Well, you got to go be lucky and be on the East Coast at the right time.
And every once in a while, you get a grill.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we can. I have found a few grills, yes. Hunting in the water over here, and not in the best beaches. You find the grills for sure.
Oh, at one of our other camps in Georgia, we've actually found old round eyeglasses. Somebody had actually found somebody's old pair of dentures. So yeah, who knows what you can find?
Where are you at in Georgia? Your other location in Georgia?
We're in. They got a camp near Dahlonega.
Okay.
Which that is one of the big main places in Georgia that was gold found back in the 1800s. There's a lot of history there. The courthouse, which is now a museum in Dahlonega, actually has gold flakes that you can see in the bricks of the building.
Yeah, I've seen those. I've been up to Dahlonega.
That's interesting. So how many different camps do you have across the country?
We have we have 3 here on the East Coast, North Carolina. We have 1 in South Carolina, and we have 1 in Georgia. And then the rest of them are all out west from Arizona, a couple in California, Oregon, Idaho, and we just got one at Colorado.
Now they find more nuggets and stuff out west, right?
Yeah, there's a bigger chance of you finding it out there. Yes, but there's every place where you're going to find bigger pieces of gold. You should also find smaller pieces.
Okay.
And out there, they would probably use metal detectors to do it too, right?
Correct. We have a big property that's in Arizona. It's kind of like our flagship. They have an old ghost town that was there on the property, and they have, I think it's over 300 sites. They have over 300 acres, plus there's some satellite sites that they can go to. And I think one of your big organizations is going to be heading that way in the fall. I don't want to give too much out because I don't know if anything's been put out yet, but that's a
An
good possibility.
organization or a manufacturer?
Excuse me?
Is it an organization or a manufacturer?
I think it's an organization.
Okay.
What, Dig Stock?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, well,
We were just at the one here in North Carolina not too long ago.
yeah, that's where we met.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Well, that's cool. That would be a nice hunt to get out there to
Yeah.
do some prospecting and relic hunting.
And if you're interested on finding anything out about the camps, all of the camps have a Facebook page. I'm sure a lot of folks do Facebook. Or you can go to myldma.com, and that will give you a list and some activities of what all the camps are doing throughout the year. And
In Oregon.
Right.
Yeah. No, they're asking where the mine is at in Oregon.
I can't tell you right off the top of my head, and I don't have it wrote down in front of me. So,
But it would be on the Facebook page, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what was what should they look for under Facebook?
If I guess the one, you'd have to probably go to myldmafirst.com, and then once you get the name of the camps, if you just put the name of the camp, like ours would be Vane Mountain or LDMA Vane Mountain, just do a search for that in Facebook, and you should be able to find us.
Okay. Cool.
So it would be LDMA Stanton, Arizona. It would be LDMA for whatever the camp would be, and then do the search, and you should find the camp.
Awesome. So I'm sure they'd be able to find that. Mine Lab had us years back out on a site in Arizona. We were, I think it was north of Chandler, Arizona, and the cactus out there got me. So you don't have cactus in your area, right?
No, we're fine. We don't have no cactuses.
But you probably have bears.
We've seen some footprints of them, so they've been in the area, but we haven't seen or heard anything lately. So
yeah, well, they're black bears anyway, so they're not really as vicious as the brown bear. But we actually had a black bear here in Tampa in the city limits.
Yeah,
which was kind of weird. It looks like, Jeff, you got a question there?
Yeah, from Sam Truckley. What days do you allow camping, and are the weekday rates lower than the weekend rates?
No, our camps kind of work a little different than the normal campground. For members who aren't members of the LDMA, you can only stay 2 weeks at a time, and it's a little higher rate than if you were an LDMA member.
Right.
The normal rate for electric and water hookup, and it's 30 amp service for here at our camp, it's $35. And like I said, if you're not an LDMA member, then you can only stay 2 weeks.
Okay.
If you are an LDMA member, then your camping for electric and water sites are only $10, and you get to stay up to 6 months.
Wow, that's pretty good. Now, how does a person go about becoming an LDMA member, and what's it cost them for dues?
You can call us here at the camp to get the rates, or there's information or people to contact on the myldma.com sites. I rather not give any prices out over this show because we don't know. They do different specials every so often. So as of right now, if somebody's got interest, they can call us here at the camp.
Call you there and they could get the price.
What number should they call?
The number for here at the camp is 828-652-0144.
652-0144.
And also,
01, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have cabins that you could stay in, or do you have to do camper?
No, you have to do camper or tents. We have lots of places for people to dry camp. We do have one full service or full hookup site. But we do have a complete bathroom with showers and stuff that people can utilize while they're here.
So if they can come, let's say the winter, they can bring their RV, they can bring a tent, They can sleep in their car, whatever they want to do, right?
Yep, pretty much. Yep.
Is there, like hotels near that if they don't?
Oh yeah, we're approximately 15, 20 minutes from the nearest town, which is Marion, North Carolina, and they have all kinds of hotels that are about 15 minutes away. We got a couple Airbnbs that are right down the road, so there's plenty of places for folks to stay if they don't want to, stay out in the weather.
Yeah, so they can call and talk to you, and you can give them some tips on which ones to, and there's places to eat around there and all kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, there's a Walmart. Everything else is pretty close.
Okay, well that's interesting. Very much. Jean P is a loyal follower of the show, and she is a member of LDMA, and she says the membership is so worth it.
Yes, we have quite a few members that come here at the camp to just camp and then go around the area to visit the sites. We have a couple from New York that comes down during the summer, and they do nothing but go to the golf courses and just camp here. So,
well, for me now, I'm not an RVer, but I've got family that does RV a lot, and I've seen in the chat you said something like $35 a day.
Yes,
that's a steal.
Yes,
and if they're a member, it's cheaper though, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's pretty darn good deal. I tell you what, it would make the membership well worth it because you have a number of them all across the country.
And if you decide, you guys have some folks that want to come down and visit us, we just don't throw you out there with equipment and say, okay, go ahead, see what you can find. We'll teach you how to do the stuff. We'll help you set up your equipment. We'll point you in the right direction where hopefully you'll find some gold. So we're not just going to throw you to the wolves and say, oh, well, sorry, you didn't find nothing. We'll do our darndest to help you to figure out and show you how to read the creeks, where and what areas to look at, so that when you go back home, you can say, oh, well, there should be some in this stream that runs right through your property or through the neighbor's yard. And hopefully you can find stuff on your own.
Yeah. Now is,
see that.
Once you're a member, that's good for any of the Lost Dutchman Mining Association campgrounds in the country, correct?
Correct. And they have it for different durations. I know that they're doing one right now that's is just for a year, and then they also have ones to where you can be like a lifetime member, so that all you have to do is show us your card and your membership number, and for the rest of your life. You just have to pay a maintenance fee every year, and that's it.
Well, that's interesting.
It is. It really, and if you can find a gram of gold a day,
that's a lot of work here in this camp.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty small. But we have had some folks that have done that to where they got into a good couple pockets and were finding a gram a day.
Yeah. So for folks who don't know, there's 31 grams in an ounce of gold. And correct. I guess, is the gold, is it pure gold? Is it 24K or what is it?
Well, most of the gold you're going to find here in North Carolina and Georgia is pretty close to the 24 pure gold that you're going to get. We can tell, I've been doing this for so long, just by looking at gold itself, especially bigger pieces like nuggets and stuff. I can pretty much tell you pretty close to where it came from.
Okay, so if they're finding a gram and if they're lucky enough to find a gram of gold, and gold is around $2,000 an ounce, there's 31 grams. What's that come out about?
40, anywhere between $40 and $70 a gram, depending on the price.
Yeah, so if they found a gram of gold, it would pay for their stay. So they
pretty close, yeah. But we don't take gold as payment, so.
You only take cash, right? Cash or credit card.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can sell their gold later, for sure.
You see that question, Phil?
Oh yes. Is there a military discount?
No. Not as far as camping or anything like that. Just because of the rates being relatively low for anybody else. I know some of the other campsites that are around us. And the hotels and stuff, I know that they do give military discounts.
Yeah. So I know our members would like doing that digging for gold. That's kind of fascinating to me.
Um, uh, also, too, this year, September 28th and the 30th, we're having a little metal detector hunt and symposium, I guess you call it. We're going to teach some folks who have just gotten into it here at our camp, September 28th and the 30th. And you can call us here at the 828 number and get you signed up, or tell you what you need to do to get yourself signed up.
Well, cool. So at the other camps, they can use their metal detectors and find gold. Just at yours, it's just got the flour gold.
Yeah,
Has anybody ever found a nugget there with the detector?
yes, in Arizona, I know of quite a few people that have found bigger pieces of gold with their metal detectors. Yes, and then some of it has been gone over 4, 5, 10 times, and you have somebody else go out there and go over it with another detector, and they find something. So, just because it's been metal detected before doesn't mean you won't find something.
Yeah, that's kind of the rule in metal detecting. It's never hunted out. That's just
Right.
What I always say. You get me on an old site, a relic site that somebody says they pounded to death. Somebody new getting on it will find something. Always, and they're right.
Now, one of the good things I try to point everybody at, if you really wanted to get interested in metal detecting, there's a book out there that tells you just about everything that you need to know about gold hunting, and it's basically, like I said, it's kind of what it tells you how to read the streams, tells you where you could possibly find it, and it's called A Fistful of Gold, is the name of the book, and I know you can get it on Amazon.
And it's still in print then.
Yes.
When was it printed? Who is the author?
That I couldn't tell you.
Okay. Well,
And I think it runs less than $40. It's probably about a 300-page book.
oh, interesting. So if you wanted to get started, and that would be a good read for sure.
Right.
Heck yeah. So what would your basic kit be? If somebody just said, all right, Brian, I need to go hunt for gold. What do I need?
Basically, everybody starts out with something to sift your gravel or whatever you're using down to a smaller size and a gold pan. That's pretty much how everybody starts. Because no matter how much gold that you do find, or how much material you go through, even on Gold Rush, they bring it all right back to the gold pan. So they're getting hundreds of ounces up there, and Parker and them all have to go back to the gold pan when they're finished. So just really a shovel, a sifter, and a gold pan.
Now, what do you mean by a sifter?
Something that basically you can shake. Even I've seen folks even bring the little wire mesh ones from out of their house, basically just to sift out all of the bigger rocks and stuff.
Okay.
So Ricky T is saying, is the book only relevant to your area, or can it be applied to other gold-bearing streams out west?
It's basically just the basics. So it'll cover out west. It'll cover wherever you think you can find gold. That book will pretty much show you or tell you how to look at a stream or some hard packed dirt to possibly see if there's some gold in the area.
Okay, that's awesome. So Brian, how much gold did you dig last year?
Not as much as I would have liked. I probably have maybe 2 grams out of the whole last year or so that I've done, because we were a little busy after COVID stopped, and we had all kinds of folks coming back into the campground to get it because they've been penned up for so long.
Yeah. Now, what's been your best year?
Well, before I got into this, maybe 4 grams for the whole year, because I was only doing it weekends because of working.
Oh, cool. but still, that's a lot. Now, I guess is it more popular now that gold is up around 2,000 an ounce?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And we get a lot more people, especially when it goes up into the 2000s. They're coming in saying, "Okay, I want to find it," but you're not gonna find in one weekend enough gold to pay for all your equipment that you just bought, paid for your camping. This is a hobby. It's not a get rich quick
Right.
thing.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the way metal detecting is. Sometimes there are people who find that, $5,000 or $10,000 item, but then there's just people who go every day for the exercise, find a lot of stuff they find their treasure chest one coin at a time.
Right. Now, I can tell you a story. There was a gentleman from this this general area over near Raleigh, Statesville area. He was dredging using a 4-inch dredge, and he had a rock that wouldn't suck up into the nozzle of the dredge. So he thought it was funny. It's like, okay, well, I don't know what it is. He picked it up, got to looking at it because he was just gonna throw it off out of the way, and he had to come up out of the water to look at it for sure, and it was a 5-pound nugget.
Oh, geez. Awesome.
And I actually held that in my hand, so I know it wasn't a tail. So
And where was that found at?
that was found at about an hour away from Statesville, North Carolina.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah,
So
how far did you get to run before he tackled you?
They wouldn't even let me out of the store. So
well, it looks like we got a word from the sponsor, Jeff.
That's right. Let's hear a word from our sponsor.
All right.
He's a professional actor.
Yeah, we
Hey
had
everyone, this is Joe from Myers Metal Detectors. It's a Saturday live feed, and we're sitting here with painting for gold. If you're going out west and you're looking for gold nuggets in the water or basically in the sand, we have the premium pack by XP Deus for $59.95. We also have the starter kit for $32.95. Awesome setup for your gold painting expeditions. We also have my personal favorite, Excalibur shovels. This is what you're going to need when you're digging up in the mountains. And also, don't forget your pinpointer. Happy hunting, everyone.
I don't think that pinpointer would pick up the flower gold, though, would it?
no.
Okay. Hey, we did have a question here. Jocelyn just told me to ask from Chuck Brown. He said, "Can you rent equipment there, like the dredge or whatever you do use?"
We have high bankers that we can rent to allow people to use while they're here over the weekends and stuff. The high bankers are basically just a sluice box with a grizzly on the top of it to dump your dirt through, and then it runs through a sluice box, and you get water that brings it in from a pump in a creek or in the pond. We do have a recirculation pond, so we're careful about the environment, putting dirt back into the creeks and stuff. And that here at this camp, we rent them for $25 a day.
Okay. So if they wanted to use something more than a pan, they could
Right.
rent
Right.
decide before they buy anything.
Now, just a quick note too. Your sponsor was showing some gold pans and stuff. There are plenty of them out there. I've only ever used the green gold pans, but we have a couple friends who are colorblind, and they like the different colors because it makes the gold stand out a little bit more. So it's basically your preference on whatever you want to use. They come in all shapes and sizes, so you just find one that works for you the best and go from there.
Yeah. Yeah, we have. I'm always surprised because our detector store is here in Tampa, and we don't have any gold like you have there.
Right.
But we always have people come in to buy the Garrett Gold Pan kit,
Yep.
the Deus kit. I think Mind Lab has one too.
Yeah.
And, they just buy them, and some of the folks I know have gone up to Georgia or have property in Georgia, and they have found a lot of gold over the years.
Right. Yep.
But yeah, this one Joe was showing the Expedeus. Theirs is blue.
Right.
And theirs, of course, is green. I think that's what you see on most of the TV shows. They're using the Garrett pans. They're probably pay them to put that on the shows.
It could be. Like I said, there's all colors. We have pink ones, blue ones, clear ones I've seen, but I use mainly the green.
Yeah. And Shannon Bordner is asking, any pickers or just flower gold from this camp?
We have had some folks that have, we'll call them clunkers because you can pick it up in the pan and drop it and it'll make a sound. So we call it a clunker. But we've had some that were a quarter of a gram size. So it's a great size for us because we don't see them too often, but they are here.
Yeah. So they just got to move a lot of dirt to find them.
Well, yes and no. I've seen first timers come out here and get a bigger flake than some of the old timers that all they do is get the flower. So it just depends on the dirt you're digging and what you're digging.
Yes, and how lucky you are, for sure.
Yes.
Got to walk over it. I guess there you got to put it in the pan or put it in the sluice box.
Right.
Oh, yeah. So that's very interesting.
So yeah, I think it's going to be a blast for somebody.
Yes, I do too. I think just sifting the dirt would be fun.
Now our camp is open year round, and I think all of our camps here on the East Coast are open all year round. Some of the ones out west do close for the winter because of the snow accumulation and stuff, because they are up in some of the higher altitudes.
Okay.
And the one in Arizona closes for a period of time during the summer, because of the hot temperatures in the summer. So yeah, if once you figure out some place you want to go, you should basically call the camps to make sure that they're open and at least get a reservation in once your times that you're going are all set up.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be wise just to take off and go out there and hope for the best. It's kind of like any other RV thing. You need to have your reservation, right?
Right. We basically tell everybody that if you are coming in an RV or a camper, or you basically want water and electric, to call, because we are limited on those kind of sites. But if you're just going to come in and just dry camp, something like where you don't utilities, you can just show up and we'll say, there it is, go have a nice day, and point you in the right direction on the gold, because you can camp anywhere on the 131 acres pretty close.
Oh, well, yeah. I didn't realize that, so that'd be even better.
Your
Yes.
ground there doesn't freeze then in the winter then, right?
Not usually, no. The last couple winters have been pretty mild, so, but I can say a couple years ago we were dredging in the creeks, building fires on the sandbars to get warmed up after you were done. We put metal over top of the gold piles that we had already dug out of the pits, and had fires under them to melt the pay dirt.
Yeah, it's so interesting. You'd watch the Gold Rush shows, and I guess they're up in Alaska or somewhere, because
Right.
their season end because the ground's frozen. They can't do anything.
Right.
Oh, well, you don't have that there most of the time anyway.
No, and we have some pretty diehard guys that it doesn't make a difference if it's frozen or not. They'll get it.
Yeah. Now, is there a lot of retired folks that do it there, or is it all types of people?
Since we've been the caretakers, we've probably had a mixed bag of everything. We've had some older members who are coming in and can say, "Oh, I remember when we just got this camp," or but we're seeing more nowadays to where a lot of younger folks are coming in. We've actually had quite a few the past year or so that actually was families coming in, and younger kids and stuff coming in to play in the creek and hopefully learn how to pan for gold too.
So it's a good family outing.
Right. And like I said, we're close enough here in North Carolina to a lot of other things that people can do other than just pan and look for gold. So
I had to ask you. Sam Truckley was asking about using a Blue Nemo. Is the water deep enough to get underwater with a mask and look for stuff?
Yes and no. To start with, probably no. Um, but depending on it, like we use a dredge. We can go down pretty close to like 18 feet. I don't know of anybody that's been down that far. I know of some folks that have been here that have been down around 12. Um, but so yeah, if you got the means to go that far, digging in the creek, sure.
Now. Do you have to fill that hole back in?
if if it's going to be someplace where we're going to have people that are going to be walking, I would say yes. We had an incident happen to me before COVID. We were doing a duck race for one of our outings, and I'm always the catcher of the ducks, and had my waders on and a fishnet catching ducks, and walked into a guy's hole that he didn't fell in, and was up to my neck in water before I realized what was happening. So yeah, we try to get everybody to fill in their holes if possible. If it's something that you're going to be coming back to every so often, then I usually tell everybody don't worry about it, because within a day or two, if we get a storm, it's going to fill itself back in anyway.
Fill itself back in. Yeah, that's kind of the rule for metal detecting. You fill your holes. So yeah.
Right.
And
Now, if you're digging somewhere else on the property looking for gold material, then yes, we do ask that you fill in your holes there for wildlife and safety reasons. Everybody else.
yeah.
Well, most of the people that are metal detectors, most of the people that's watching this show, they filling in their holes is second nature to them, even
Right.
if they're hunting in the creek. So, because I'm sure that every one of them has fallen in somebody's hole that didn't fill it in, and it's not fun to ruin
Right.
your weekend, because you can, break an ankle real easy.
Yeah, you can get hurt real easy.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's interesting. So if they were coming back or they were staying on that site there, they could
Right.
leave their hole open. It's just a little scary thinking you walk in a hole and go up to your neck. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is scary for sure. Okay, so your other sites out west, the people would be able to use their metal detector more than yours.
Well, like I said, if you're looking for gold, yes. But if you're looking for relics and things of that nature, then yeah, that you can use them here on our site. If you're a member, I don't believe if you're not a member that they'll allow you to use the metal detectors on the property unless you are an LDMA member,
Okay,
or you're here for one of the metal detector hunts.
for a detector hunt. Yeah. So that
Okay.
sounds like
And now let's talk about those metal detector hunts. Um, how many people?
The more the merrier.
Now, are you seeding the hunt, or is it all natural hunt?
We have a couple different things that we do. The last one that we had, I think it was 2 years ago, right after COVID, we actually had Mine Lab come up, and they were one of the sponsors, and they did everything. We played games with them. They did set up certain areas where they buried different material, and basically allowed you to go over that to hear what your detector sounded like going over that material. Also at different depths. But yeah, like I said, if you're here for an outing, if you're not actually doing the games and stuff like that, you can go and metal detect pretty much anywhere on the property.
Okay, and you got woods and everything on the property as well?
Oh, yep. And we have, like I said, 131 acres, and we have half of a mountain that you can detect on. So,
And then you can kind of give them the history of the area.
yes, like I said, they've been mining for gold here since the early 1800s.
so the chances of them finding some relics would be pretty good then.
Yes.
It wasn't, I'm sure in the 1800s when they were mining for gold, it wasn't just one person there doing it.
Oh yeah, no, there was quite a few.
Must have been a lot of people there because the gold rush was on, and people lose stuff everywhere doing it.
Right, And believe it or not, a lot of people don't realize that the actual gold rush started here in North Carolina.
I always thought it started there, and then it Georgia, and then it went out west.
Yes, yes. And then it eventually came back.
Yeah. Has anybody ever found old coins in your area?
Yes, but I couldn't tell you what year they were because it's been a while back. But I know they were in the early 1900s.
Okay, cool.
Very cool. Very cool.
Well, it looks like Jeff's got the banner up, so I guess we're going to be giving away a bag of dirt, huh?
We're going to be giving away more than that. We got
There's the bag of dirt.
Oh, that's cool. And you put it in the pan and pan it, huh?
Yep.
Very cool. Very cool. So what we do is everybody knows that if this is your first time watching, you will find out. You have to be a member to be eligible to win any prizes. You have to be a member of either Treasure Talk Facebook or Treasure Talk YouTube. And I give you a phrase that you have to enter in and to be eligible to win. And I do check to make sure that people are members to be able to win. Now, you have to be tuned in to win. So once you hear your name called, if you hear your name called only, you'll have 3 minutes to text me. My numbers are along the bottom of the screen with your name and you are here. If you just say, hi, I'm here, I don't know who you are. So you got to put your name in and you're here. Now I'm going to call out 2 names. The first name is for the grand prize winner. That is for the 3-day glamping, camping, gold finding extravaganza. And then the second one is for the bag of dirt that you will get to see if you got any gold in it. Am I right on that, Brian?
Yep. I can verify there is gold in the bag.
Okay, good. So get ready to text if you are watching. So Hot Mess Fishing, you are the winner of the 3-day glamping gold rush trip. And Brad Wilson, you are the winner of the dirt. You got 3 minutes to text me with your name and you are here.
Could you repeat those names, Jeff? I'm sorry.
Messy, Hot Mess Fishing.
Hot Mess Fishing.
Yep. And then Brad Wilson.
Brad Wilson. Yeah, I was reading on here and it went by too quick, so I couldn't see it. Darn it. I had a comment I wanted to ask, but I know that when I was in Arizona, the only thing I found with my detector was I was using a Gold Monster 1000, was real tiny bits of birdshot, little pieces of lead. So I thought
we find a lot of that gold mining too.
Do you? I guess the people were hunting birds years ago, and the lead is still there. So
yes.
we're cleaning the environment, getting rid of lead for sure. Brad says he's here. Well, he knows what he has to do. He's got to do that with Jeff. He's got to. Did he do it already, Jeff?
Nope.
Well, he's got to text Jeff. And Kathy Bacorn is saying, Phil, did you get the pink grass knives yet? No, I don't know if they've started making them yet or not. They have every other color, it looks like, but I didn't see pink. Maybe it's on their site.
I don't think they have that yet, but they may make some.
Brad knows how to do it, I'm sure.
Well, if Brad don't know how to do it, Brad ain't going to get no dirt.
Yes. He's got to text. Jeff had his number. Put your number back up there, Jeff.
Yeah, let me hide the.
There we go. It's back.
So Hot Mess Fishing is here.
She's going camping.
Yep, she's going to glamp it.
She's going to go camping.
That's right. She's going to get some gold, but she got to share it with me.
Gold today, yes. It sounds like fun, but it sounds like a lot of work.
Well, it's kind of like Forrest Gump and old Bubba. It's 50-50.
50-50.
That's right.
You got to get out there and do the work, and you're going to show them how to do it, right, Brian?
Yep, we'll help them out as much as we can.
Yeah, get them started. That's the thing about treasure hunting, metal detecting, and I guess gold prospecting is the same. People are just helpful and get you started. And
Yeah, we're part of that old big treasure finding family. So
yeah, the winners have already been had, so you don't need to text anymore.
No, no. He Brad finally, he got it together.
He got it. So, Brad,
Yeah.
congratulations, buddy.
Now I will put up the. This is what you would do now. You must send your name, address, and phone number. Is there anything else you need, Brian? Because I'm just going to forward the stuff to you, and you guys work it out with them.
yeah, nope. I just need just addresses and phone numbers, especially for the folks that got the gold bag.
Okay, so what you need to do is you need to email to treasuretalkshow@gmail.com your name, address, and phone number and what you won. And then I will get those uh, to the Lost Dutchman and you will be set up. So there you go. If you need I'm going to hide I'll leave it up for a while. So that way I'll get it to Brian. You can get your goodies. You can go find some gold, and all that you find, I get half. So there you go.
and we get a certain percentage too.
That's right. So just basically, it's for the weekend.
That's right.
So, Brian, for metal detecting and relic hunting, we have all these fancy shovels and different tools. What type of tool do you use in your camp in gold prospecting? Just a regular shovel?
Yeah, like I said, it's pretty much basically the same thing. You need a shovel to dig in the ground and, like I said, a gold pan. So that's truly the only basics that you and the desire to go and
Right.
find something.
But you don't need a fancy gold prospecting shovel, right? Just a regular Home Depot or Lowe's.
Yeah,
They need an Excalibur.
An Excalibur
yeah, there you go. That's
an
right.
Excalibur or a Motley.
A Motley shovel. Okay.
Yeah.
And I know of people that started out with using old metal pie pans and all kinds of stuff. So, yeah.
Well, the reason the gold pans, let's just touch on that for a minute. Now, they have like little stair steps in them, correct?
Right. Or they're called riffles.
Riffle.
Okay. And that is to explain that to people.
Basically, gold is pretty much 18 times heavier than anything that's going to be out there. So if you're working with dirt that supposedly has gold in it, you want to basically shake your material or stratify it so that the gold will settle to the bottom of the pan. It's the easiest example I kind of give everybody is, during an avalanche and some of the skiers get caught up in that, they're fine as long as it's moving. But as soon as it stops, you're basically cemented where you are. The gold isn't going to move as long as the material isn't stratifying or moving to let the gold go to the bottom of your pan.
Oh, okay.
And then once you get down to as little material as you feel that you can handle, then you tip your pan and run that dirt across those riffles, and then hopefully those riffles will help you keep all of the gold in your pan.
Oh, okay. Okay. Phil, I'll let you take this question that's up there.
Where is it? Oh, is dynamite out the question?
Yes.
No, nobody's going to get hurt doing this.
Yeah, no.
It's a hobby. It's fun. We're not going to use any dynamite.
Right now, and want to get back to the pan. And one of the things I always tell everybody, the easiest thing to do is brass BBs. When you first get your stuff, take a bunch of brass BBs and put it in your pan and pan it like you were panning gold. If you can keep the BBs in your pan, then the gold should stay in your pan. If you get good enough that you can do that, then give the BBs to your significant other, and they won't tell you how many BBs they put in the pan, so that when you're done, if you only have 2 BBs and they put 6 in there, you need some more practice.
And tell the folks what these are used for.
That's to get the rocks and the other material down to hopefully that you can just pan it, the material in the bottom of your pan.
So I guess
Strainers.
that's a strainer or a classifier, maybe.
Classifier, yep.
Yeah.
Now, we always tell everybody too that just because you're classifying that down, you always have to look at the stuff that stays in that classifier, because there is some places gold that won't go through. And if you just throw it over your shoulder and it's like, oh, it was just a bunch of rocks, you could be throwing away a piece of gold.
Yeah, it could be a big piece of gold. Does that happen very often?
Not that I know of.
Or it could be a gem, right?
Correct.
Could be a gem for sure. So was it Joe Vizzi who wanted to use the dynamite?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
that.
he wants to blow something up.
Well, not at any of our places,
Not in
no.
their camp for sure.
I would just ban him, Brian. That's all.
A lifetime member banning.
That's right. Joe Busy, Sazich, you're banned, buddy.
Uh,
And he hadn't even get
No more
started
money
yet.
for you.
he hasn't started ticking yet. Oh
That's
goodness.
what I'm afraid of. He's going to do. You
All righty. So who was your, I guess your most the person who dug the most gold last year? How many grams did they dig? Do you know?
Well, they were here for 2 weeks, so they probably got about 14 grams of gold.
Wow.
Did they have to move a lot of dirt? I mean, like
Yeah, you're going through a lot of dirt to get that amount here at this camp. Yeah.
so they're going like 8 hours a day.
Oh yeah. Yep.
They're just going at it.
Just going at it.
Yeah, it sounds like it would be fun and you make a little bit of money and just have fun doing it.
Right, right.
Yeah, so and you get I bet you're in good shape after doing that for 2 weeks.
Yes. Or else after the 2 weeks you're just laid up for another month because you overdid it.
You're just too tired to do anymore. That's when you quit, when you can't do anymore. Oh, but it sounds like a lot of fun for sure.
So,
Yeah.
what type of gems are common in the camp? Shannon Bortner wants to know.
Well, like I said before, you're going to find smaller pieces of garnets, rubies. We have had a couple people find pieces of emeralds. I know there's been a couple nice topaz that have been found here. And like I said earlier, way back when they supposedly found a couple diamonds out of the creek. I don't know for sure. That's just a story, but that's what I've been told.
Well, anything's possible. I mean,
Right.
You know, it's there. I'm sure.
There
Some sort of valuable stones.
Right, and back in the day, there was an actual gold mint, coin mint that was here in our area. It wasn't sanctioned by the government, but we've even heard that if you can find any of those gold coins that they minted, they're worth some pretty good money, from what I've heard.
Yeah, I think all the coins that were private mintage would have been low amount of coins minted.
Right.
You know, because it's a small company, so the collectors would pay a premium for it.
Yeah.
I mean, a real high premium, because I've seen some of those in the gold books, coin books, and it's just crazy the price.
Right.
That you would, if you were able to find one of those, that would be
awesome. Brian, on the property, would they be likely to find Indian artifacts, arrowheads, spearheads, that kind of thing?
Yeah. Supposedly, the way the stories I've been told is, yes, they did have quite a big tribe that was in the area. What they were, I couldn't tell you if they were Sioux or, Black Hawks or any. I couldn't tell you what the tribe was, but I know that we did have some Indians in the area. We actually have some rocks here on the property that supposedly have some Indian stories behind them. One of them was a princess's seat where she sat during different ceremonies, and there's another one that has big dimples in it near one of the springs that they supposedly used to make a lot of their poultices with.
So it probably was Cherokee.
Probably, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Philip, it's the witching hour, dude.
Yes, it is. It is. It's 8 o'clock. Our hour went by so fast. Brian, thank you for coming on here and talking about prospecting in North Carolina. That is just awesome. We're
You're
so
very
glad-
welcome.
Yeah, we're so glad you're on here, and thank you for the door prizes to the winners. That's awesome too. Somebody's going to get a bag of dirt, and somebody's going to go out there and find a gram of gold for sure.
And
Right,
somebody's
and
gonna share it with me.
Yes, and
yeah,
share
there you
it.
go.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
and just real quick, if anybody has any questions about any of the camps, they can call me here at our camp at 828-652-0144.
Awesome.
Very
Thank
good.
you, Brian. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Jocelyn. And thank you to all of our members who are on here and got to learn about gold prospecting in North Carolina and all
So
over
on,
the
everybody.
for sure.
And Brian, thanks for joining us tonight. It was very, very informative, and I think somebody's going to have a really, really good time. And hopefully, a lot of the people will join up in the LMDA Association and visit some of the other camps and have a good time as well. So,
Hope so, too.
Thank you for coming and joining us tonight. We appreciate it. And everybody, make sure you tune in next Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where it's going to have Grant Hansen and Cameron Macer. We're going to talk about some XP products.
XP
So,
days for sure.
That's right. We will see you then. So, everybody, thanks for watching. Happy hunting and dig deeper.
Happy hunting, friends.